The AI news cycle is doing that thing again, where product launches, policy fights, and giant infrastructure bets all land at once. Anthropic is pushing 2 new Claude models with very different access rules, while the company is also getting pulled into a broader debate about how frontier AI should be governed. Add in fresh moves from OpenAI and a major memory chip partnership, and you get a pretty clear picture of where the industry is headed. Faster rollout, tighter controls, and more money chasing the stack. This is TSL Byte Sized, your daily AI news brief for Monday, June 22nd, 2026. Let's get into it. The biggest story today is Anthropic's split release of Claude Fable 5 and Claude Mythos 5, according to Anthropic's platform docs. Fable 5 is generally available across the Claude API, Claude platform on AWS, Amazon Bedrock, Vertex AI, and Microsoft Foundry, while Mythos 5 is still limited to approved customers in Project Glasswing. That matters because it shows Anthropic is not treating every new model as a public launch. It is using different access tiers for different customers and use cases. For developers, that means the model name in the announcement is only part of the story, because deployment options can vary a lot depending on where you build. For enterprise buyers, it also means procurement now includes access policy, not just performance and price. According to Anthropic, customers who want Mythos 5 access need to contact Anthropic, AWS, or Google, which makes the rollout feel more like a enterprise program than a standard model drop. The practical takeaway is simple. In frontier AI, availability is becoming as important as capability. The second major story is the business and policy pressure building around the AI sector, and it is coming from multiple directions at once. According to InformedClearly.com, Florida has sued OpenAI, Alphabet has raised $80 billion for AI buildout plans, Anthropic has filed for a $965 billion IPO, and NVIDIA is moving into the PC CPU market. That is a lot to unpack, but the common thread is that AI is no longer just a software story. It is now a legal, capital, and hardware story, too. A state lawsuit against OpenAI adds another layer of scrutiny to how these systems are deployed and marketed, while Alphabet's reported $80 billion raise signals how expensive the next phase of infrastructure is becoming. Anthropic's reported IPO filing, if it holds, would be one of the clearest signs yet that frontier AI companies are trying to turn research momentum into public market scale. And NVIDIA's CPU move suggests the company wants a bigger role in the devices that will actually run AI workloads. For listeners, the key point is that the competitive map is widening fast. Another story worth watching is OpenAI's new ChatGPT Health tab, according to Medical Economics. The feature lets users sync patient portals, lab results, medical records, and wellness app data so the chatbot can give more tailored responses. That changes the product from a general health Q&A tool into something that can work with actual personal health context, which is a meaningful shift in how people may use it. It also raises the bar on trust, because once an AI system is connected to medical data, users will expect it to be careful, accurate, and consistent. According to Medical Economics, the update is designed to improve the quality of health and wellness answers rather than turn ChatGPT into a clinical system. That distinction matters because it shows OpenAI is expanding into a sensitive category without claiming to replace professional care. For everyday users, the appeal is obvious. Fewer generic answers, more context-aware guidance, and less copy-pasting between apps. The fourth story is a reminder that Anthropic is not only shipping models, it is also becoming a central case study in AI regulation. According to CNN Business, the company is caught in a broader policy mess after government action forced it to rethink access to its newest systems, and the result has been confusion about who can use what and where. That is a big deal because it shows how quickly a model launch can turn into a compliance problem once national security and export questions enter the picture. The issue is not just Anthropic's product roadmap. It is the lack of a consistent framework for regulating frontier AI across jurisdictions. According to CNN Business, safety researchers are worried that the current patchwork leaves companies guessing about how to respond when rules change suddenly. For enterprise customers, that means model availability is now tied to policy risk in a very direct way. The takeaway is that AI distribution is becoming as much about legal geography as technical readiness. In a more concrete infrastructure move, Micron and Anthropic announced a strategic agreement to scale next-generation AI infrastructure, according to a joint release on finance.yahoo.com. The deal covers memory and storage architecture design, supply and demand planning, enterprise adoption of Claude across Micron, and a strategic investment in Anthropic. That matters because memory is one of the less flashy but absolutely critical parts of the AI stack, especially as models get bigger and more expensive to serve. It also shows that the frontier labs are not just buying compute. They are coordinating more deeply with the companies that make the hardware underneath it. For Micron, the partnership ties its business more directly to AI demand. For Anthropic, it helps secure the supply chain behind model deployment. Before I let you go, keep an eye on whether Anthropic expands access to Mythos 5.5 beyond Project Glasswing, because that will tell us a lot about how cautious the company wants to be with its top-end models. Also, watch for more detail on the OpenAI Health rollout, especially whether the company adds new privacy controls or data handling disclosures as the feature reaches more users. That is TSL, Byte Sized for Monday, June 22nd, 2026. Find the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts. See you tomorrow.